Welcome to Life Happens, where Texans come to protect their legacy and prepare for the second half of life. Join your host, attorney Kim Hegwood of Your Legacy Legal Care, and our weekly guest as we navigate the challenges that emerge as life happens. Now here's your host, Kim Hegwood.
Good morning and welcome to Life Happens with me, Kim Hegwood, and our very special guest today is Debra Berlyn. Good morning.
Good morning.
So today we're going to talk about AI, technology, and healthy aging. And so I'm super excited about this, and because I think technology is going to help us go a long ways, to really maybe better monitor, our seniors and things like that. So let's kind of start off with, something more along the lines to kind of get us going of, what do the statistics tell us? Are there uh, unique characteristics that are interests that we consider when you're talking about the older adult population?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much, Kim, for having me here today to talk about this topic. And it's very timely because what's happening today is that our population is aging. And so if we look at the next 10 years, for example, the global population is getting older. And in the United States, we are rapidly headed towards a point where those who are 65 and older will outnumber our 18 and younger population. So in 10 years, we're going to be at a point where we're going to be a population of older adults. And so that tells us that we need to start thinking about how do we manage that.
Yes, I think I have a statistic in one of my webinars that says that there should be, I don't know, like 78 million people by the year 2034 or something like that, seniors, and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, geez. But, we're finding that a lot of people aren't having children, fewer children. So I think that's part of it. And so, but how does the whole idea of being connected and technology and things like that benefit aging?
Sure, sure. I do want to talk about that because there is a great benefit to technology. But the first step is getting connected. And I want to talk about where are we in terms of getting connected today? Because in order for technology to help, we have to have the floor to our home of technology. I like to think of technology as the home that we're in, and if we're not connected, we can't take advantage of that technology. So today we've been working really hard. When I started with working on getting older individuals connected about 15, 16 years ago, there were only about 30 or 35% of the 65 plus community connected at home to technology. Today, we're closer to about 70%. So we're in a much better shape now than we were back then, but we still have a little bit of a ways to go. And the US is working very hard to get everyone connected to broadband service, which is our high-speed technology that will enable everyone to take advantage of technology in their homes. So that's sort of the foundation of getting connected.
So, well, for some of us, they have grandkids. It's really easy because anything I don't know how to do, they already know. So,
Absolutely. Yes, we need our adult kids and our grandkids to show us how to use things. For others, it's a friendly neighbor or someone in our assisted living center to social activity center to show us how to use technology. But that is also very key to helping out. Absolutely.
so what are some of the issues that confront the aging community? I mean, how is technology evolving to meet the needs of older individuals and caregivers?
Sure. Well, we have so many opportunities for technology advancements to help. I want to start with the most basic. And if we talk about the whole picture of aging, there are certainly many needs in the aging world where we see issues such as our hearing loss and diminished eyesight and um, mobility challenges. Those are sort of, if I always like to say that if you are fortunate to live long enough, you're going to have some sort of accessibility or disability need. So it's sort of a fortune of old age, if we want to think about it. So as you age, you need something to help you with some sort of accessibility or disability need. And technology can often fill that space. So if we look at our home today, or even out of our home, we today may already have a device that is helping us. It may be our smartphone, it may be our smart watch, it could be our tablet, for example, that we have that is already helping to enable us in our living space. And there are technology is built within those devices to be helpful. And it is sometimes very simple things like our smartphone connecting us to the ability to read a text message. And if our sight is starting to diminish, we can expand the font, the text on that phone to be able to read it better. But let's talk about technology that has advanced more recently. And so what is some of that technology? With a smartwatch, we can read our heart rate. It can manage our heart rate. It can read our blood pressure. If we fall, it can detect that fall, and it can even call emergency services, and it can ask, "Are you in trouble? Have you fallen? Do you need us to call emergency services?" So these are great advancements for our aging population.
And so I knew that the watch could do a whole bunch of things because I got one specifically because I was trying to monitor, a problem I was having, and so I was really surprised about how well it does that. And but besides, our phones, maybe, and the watches, what else is out there that we find, as far as tech innovations that we find in our homes that can be, good for, that's helpful for older adults and caregivers, so and how do we integrate those into daily life?
Yeah, so a really great innovation in recent years have been devices that are managed using our voice. So voice assisted devices, and so many older individuals have them now in their homes. Voice assistants, and I won't mention them by name because that will trigger mine in my room right here. But the devices that individuals have where you can ask by name of a voice assistant to actually do things like check the weather on a daily basis, play music, um, get news and information. And actually, these voice assistants can even do more than that. They can make voice phone calls if you set them up to do that. So you can, by voice, say, call my daughter, call my grandchildren, call the emergency services. You can set them up to turn your lights on and off. You can set them up to open your curtains. You can set them up to engage your home security service. So voice assisted devices have been a real game changer for older individuals in managing their home, and in helping to actually manage their daily life. So anything that you can engage with by voice has been a real game changer for the older individual. Not only those who are just going about their daily life, but if you have mobility issues, they are tremendous game changers.
So I had one in my office and it tended to come on when I didn't ask it to. And so I unplugged it because I was like, I don't really think you need to be listening to me. So, but I can appreciate all the new, innovations. And so, but talk to me because this is something I'm not real familiar with. Talk to me about Gen AI, the generational artificial intelligence technology.
Sure.
And so,
Before we get into Gen AI, I'm gonna step back because everyone, but particular older individuals, have a lot of questions about AI, which is artificial intelligence. So there's a lot of confusion. What is artificial intelligence? What does that mean? And why are we talking about AI? It seems like every time you turn around, we're talking about AI. And here's the bottom line. AI has been around for quite a while, and AI is actually now the base of so many, built into so many devices that we have and we have been using for quite a while. So artificial intelligence is it is the backbone of your smartphone, your smartwatch, your tablet, and it just takes information and it learns from, it's taking data and continuously learning from data. So it is taking information about, learning from the choices that you make when you are using the internet, for example, and learning from that and helping you in what information it gathers to help you when you are online or when you're on your phone to make improvements to your devices. And so individuals have questions about it, but it really has been the basis of that information. So when you're using your voice assistant, for example, and you say, "What's the weather outside?" your device knows that you're asking about the weather in your particular location. And so it can notify you about perhaps a storm that's coming in your location in advance. It can notify you that there's something that's going to be happening in your area because it's used the information that it has gathered over a course of time to notify you in your specific location. And so there's this constant learning that is going on in your backbone of your devices. So there is a level of sometimes confusion about what is AI. So AI has kind of been in the back of your devices for quite a while now. And I before we get to Gen AI, I just wanted to sort of provide that in backbone information so that we could then move on to, well, now we're talking about Gen AI, this next generation of artificial intelligence that we're talking about. And what does that mean? So we talked about AI and perhaps some of the benefits of AI because it's helping some of the devices that you have act in a better way and perform better for you in your home and in your hands. And so now we're talking about Gen AI, generative AI, and what is that doing for you and what can it do for you? What are the opportunities? And what are the opportunities as you get older? I don't know if we've, kind of covered all the bases here. We can go back and see if you have some questions. But with Gen AI, it provides a greater depth of now learning that can provide a more interactive base of artificial intelligence. And now we're seeing an opportunity for you to actually personalize and interact with with innovation and with technology. So when you have your device, you are able to actually now have a level of interaction and personalization that you might not have been able to have before. So some of the benefit of this for the aging population is to be able to actually chat in real time with a device. And as a benefit, we can talk about what are the challenges, but as a benefit, this can help to reduce loneliness for older adults, because you can actually talk with online and get feedback and personalize those interactions. You can play games online that can help with cognitive skill building, and that's of great benefit as individuals get older and have cognitive challenges. So, those are some of the immediate thoughts that come to mind. Gen AI there's kind of a science fiction element to it that individuals are concerned about, and they think of, robots, and are we get, think those kinds of concerns where, we're not quite there yet, but they are concerned about the level of advanced thinking that goes on with Gen AI, and there is the opportunity there, but we're not there quite yet, but there is that opportunity, and I think individuals have concerns. But right now there is a benefit to being able to have that personalization and interaction and level of learning and skill building for the aging community.
Yeah, I keep thinking of the Jetsons. I watched the Jetsons as a kid, they had the little robot maid, and I keep thinking, sooner or later, maybe in my lifetime, there might be a little robot maid running around. And so, and
Yeah.
Deborah, you're the executive director of the project to get older adults online. And so this is kind of your mission as far as helping seniors, get online and things like that. And so which is super, super important. We worry about in my practice people being by themselves and being alone and
Yeah.
and just not having a whole lot of interaction. I think my car right now, I have a newer car, so I think it has too much interaction with my driving. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, when it does things, you're like, whoa, okay, I didn't see that one coming. But definitely, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, then maybe you can help them get online or help a family member get online. How do they do that?
Well, I'm on LinkedIn, so there is my connection on LinkedIn that you have there. I have a website as well. So those are the two opportunities that I make available. So I'd be happy to have someone get in touch with me on LinkedIn. That would be great. So you did touch on something that is really key with getting older, and that's being alone. And isolation is a really and loneliness, two very key points about aging. Any way that technology can help with that. One of the things we didn't talk about is that technology helps us to connect with other individuals with our with our tablets, to connect to family and friends. So it offers that great opportunity as well.
Definitely. And the website for those listeners is theprojectgoal.org. And y'all can reach Deborah on LinkedIn at Debra hyphen Berlyn, Berlyn hyphen 6556959. But I bet if they just typed in Deborah Berlyn, they could find you. So,
Absolutely. Yes. Or
and
they can go to my website, and it will have a way to link in there as well.
perfect. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been really, really informative. And we look forward to having you on again soon.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Life Happens with Kim Hegwood. Be sure to tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. wherever you listen to your podcasts as we navigate through the challenges that emerge as life happens. The content of this podcast does not establish an attorney-client relationship or constitute attorney-client privilege, legal, medical, financial, or any other professional advice.